So, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to another scene for New Serum, wherein we'll set scene with Renee, only just probably coming into the Gemini. She is, bless her heart, finally up and mostly mobile. She has been able to do a little better now that she has spent some time, and Tootie and Delarose have taken such fine care of her and all of her horrific burns. But she is at least mobile, not quickly so by any means, and blessedly with most of the damage being done on her lower body, is able to shroud it wearing a very long dress. Not necessarily the fanciest thing in the world. Something that's, fairly loose, fairly light, something that won't grab at the skin, and has probably still been wearing either bandages or perhaps even something tight like a type of leggings or something to minimize friction between the clothing and the burns on her body. So she is not moving quickly by any means. She takes her time. She parks the car. It's a bit of a process getting out, and the walk to the Gemini itself is fairly slow, but all the same, she shows her pin. She gets inside, and with an idle, just polite little nod and wave to the bouncer, goes ahead and lets herself in, and for once does not immediately go upstairs. She actually takes a glance around at the masses, all the people who come to the Gemini to party, good times, good booze, and she just very slowly makes her way over to one of the little, well, I say little, one of those kind of tall tables that one tends to have out around side of like the dance floor and whatnot, where people can kind of perch for a second or leave their drinks before going to dance. And she just takes a moment, goes to the bar. She actually gets a beer just because it's normal, to have something in your hand, and she can afford a beer. And yeah, with that, Renee just casually in a dress, reasonably made up a little bit, actually bothered to do something with her hair, goes ahead and sets herself perched on one of those chairs. And once she's there, she becomes immediately sedentary. She is not just propped against the tall chair. She is properly up there, one hand on the beer, one hand fiddling with her glasses, and just looking around to see who's where.
On a booth, not too far away from the toy table, still with a pretty good view of the bar, is Ali. She's having a quick conversation with a friend and a boss of hers. Quite older gent. He kind of stands out from the usual kind of young crowd. They're chit chatting or kind of half shouting over this pumping music, but they're kind of exchanging a few things. It looks like they're quite having an in-depth conversation. They exchange like they pass something between bags between each other. Doesn't seem to be anything too nefarious. Like whatever it is clunky. But he passes her like a can. She gives him a pat on the shoulder, and he kind of salutes her on off, and he leaves. He almost teases that he's going to join the dancing, but he doesn't. He's clearly like a couple of decades too old for this shit, and he happily leaves. Ali kind of zips on up her bag, and she, looks as she's going to escape around, go to the bar again. But as she makes her way on over to the bar, she catches a somewhat familiar figure. Is there space on this tour table?
Oh yes, indeed. She's the only one there. She's sat a little stiffly, but just stiffly is in a physical fashion, not emotionally by any means. Her shoulders are slack. She's just looking around, watching, fiddling with her glasses now and again, or perhaps fingertips kind of tip-tapping idly on the top of the table. Mm-hmm. And yeah, she still just has a hand casually wrapped around this glass of beer, but is not making any effort to even pretend to drink it right now.
Ali just casually just like plops her bag on the chair, kind of not chair next to her, chair next to that, and slides her ring glass down to the other side of the table where hopefully one of the dancers can enjoy it more than she can. she hops on up. She's wearing like a white shirt, not too dissimilar from mine, but has kind of like a few zippers, but actually unzipped, showcasing some of her tattoos. And she's got kind of looks a bit different from the outfit. She's kind of got like a pencil skirt on, but she does hop on out, a little bit of a wiggle, not quite graceful, but she was never kind of a graceful person anyhow, so she doesn't particularly mind. Howdy there, stranger.
Yeah, she gets an initial like startled glance, just because people don't usually just pop up with strangers yet. Well, maybe a bit. They usually sidle up and at least ask. So she quirks a glance around like, "Buh," and on the bright side, doesn't seem especially agitated to find Allie there. The eyebrows pop up a little bit, make a half dash for her hairline, before she blinks a few times and nods idly. Hey.
I'll couch to how kind of like obvious are any of her injuries, or are they?
Thankfully, from what I understand, the Molotov cocktail like rolled up at her feet and burned up, so she's got them all pretty much covered with the skirt. You could roll like, I don't know, a P&E or a P&A to like see if you could catch that she was rolling or was looking uncomfortable, or I can roll it and share it for you if you don't have a way to do that.
I don't mind. I kind of think that from
if you want to,
Ali kind of saw her as pretty meek anyway. I don't think, even if she catched her looking uncomfortable, I don't think Ali would catch it as any different than her being a little bit meeker anyhow.
Yeah,
I don't think Ali would catch it as an injury. So yeah. I'll just let her just take it as sudden starts. But yeah, Ali just kind of pulls her bag back onto the table next to her and just rests it on. How you doing?
Shit, I've been better.
You're not waiting on a date, are you? Or just got
date?
Oh, okay. Good. I just wanted to make sure.
No. No, I'm just out for something to eat, I think.
How's that going?
Let's find out how that is going. Let's see if she has found anything worthwhile. We said the poem, so div 7. And it's 3, 5. So let me pop down to this random roller thing we got. All right, let me share. Boop. Application window. While I roll. Ooh! Goodness. So yeah, she glances over and seems to set eyes on someone or another amidst the dancers. Probably someone who is hitting that point where they're fairly tired. Like, they're keeping on because they've got a new group of friends with them, but someone who's looking a little worse for the wear. Actually, take off. What is it? I'm at 3, so 0, 1, 1. So take off one of those successes, but that's still 3. I forgot my win penalties because I'm a terrible person. But yeah, she kind of glances over and offers a light shrug as she looks back. Maybe? I just I'm not the most well practiced, so I'm working up the nerve.
Do you want me to be your wing girl?
Does that come with like an implied favor?
Should it?
She gives a shrug, like not as if she's suspicious per se, but as if like she's so used to hearing this shit. And she just gives this big wide kind of almost the open exaggerated shrug. Look, I don't know. Everyone's always talking about favors and
favors.
Yeah,
no,
it's kind of incestuous, really. Favors upon favors upon favors.
No, I'm not. I just wanted to chit chat, and if you feeling peckish, no, I'm pretty fresh. Me too. It wouldn't do me any harm watching how somebody else goes about skirting the boards.
I don't know if I'm somebody you should watch as an example. I'm not very good at it.
Not with that attitude. Um, and you would kind of go to kind of pat her back, just as if to kind of get her off that chair.
Like dunk.
Yeah, come on, yeah.
Oh, is it the good solid like nudge you right off the chair pat?
It's kind of, it's a playful pat, but it's kind of a little bit edging. Like it's not like a proper boink, get out there, but it's almost that if she wasn't quite paying attention, she probably could. Or
Yeah, there's kind of the little like woof of like, hey, all right, pushy britches, jeez, fucking, oh, this is, yep, it's gonna end in tragedy. She starts to get herself out of the chair, and again, if you would like to like either perception alertness, probably perception alertness or perception empathy, whichever you have higher, I don't care. Because her getting out of the chair will be more obviously.
Okay, if it's like yeah. Perception alertness. That'll be 6. Yeah, if she's got like setting in her walk, she might notice. But again, then again, she's got a long dress, so feel free to heighten up the difficulty.
Yeah. Well, again, this isn't necessarily you seeing the burns so much as you catching on.
Catching on about some things in her mannerisms or how she moves.
Yeah. Let me share again and push enter. Nothing. Okay. So yeah, it probably just looks like she is. Maybe it looks like she's just kind of tentative. Like again, it's probably just getting written off as her being kind of meek. But yeah, she just kind of slowly eases down off the chair. It probably helps to kind of cover it a little that she's kind of looking over where she's planning to go, as opposed to like looking down and wincing and making a bunch of noise. She's perhaps left her jaw a little bit, like tense the cheeks as she's getting down, but she manages. And yeah, she just casually leaves the beer behind because it's not like she has to worry about date rape drugs. And hops up and yeah, goes to start kind of very slowly picking her way through the crowd, coming around, and she'll see that she's kind of migrating not onto the dance floor, but kind of around it through those people who have either like not worked up the nerve to get on the dance floor, or who are like on their way off and they want to stay close enough that they can kind of jig a little, but they're not really still going. They're either worn out or waiting for another drink or what have you, or maybe checking to see if, like saying goodbye to friends, who knows. And let us see. Look at my pulls here, because they are not good. And losing a die makes it worse. Oh. We'll go with manip expression. Yeah, she tries to be like, yeah, I'm totally interested. Hey, why don't we go off to this private room and bleh. So let's see how that goes for her. This is gonna be good. Not that screen, the Discord. There we go. So
meanwhile, Ali's looking at the beer like maybe he should have brought it as a bribe.
shows how good a hunter she is. So it would normally be 5 dice. Got the wound penalty. Diff to feed in almost 7. No successes. So she strikes out. Clearly she should have brought the beer to bribe someone with. Because yeah, she goes and she's, Allie will see her kind of start to strike up a conversation and, maybe try to awkwardly express some interest, but she gets rebuffed. Maybe the girlfriend comes back from the bathroom and she's like, oh, well, in that case, and just kind of comically awkwardly moves around in another direction and circles back around to the table, shaking her head, and again, very, very stiffly, and this time more in agitation than in pain, just kind of stiffly getting herself up on the chair. Finally, like, one elbow goes on the table, her face kind of goes in her hand, and the other hand sits on the edge of the table, fingertips like just idly rapping. Just, well, there you go. 101, how to not do that. Just gonna wallow for a minute.
Wallow all that you need. Do a double tag team in a second. See if that helps. There's gotta be some guy around here who's into that. Or girl. We could find you don't have a preference, do you?
I'm not exactly trying to get laid, so no. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'll help you in exchange as much as I'm any help, but I'm already gonna have to
Okay.
go a
I'm
little
not
forward.
asking for any favors. I'm just wanted to learn more people, escape the scheme, and to be honest, to be honest, I would have bought you a drink for raising my voice the last time we probably talked. But yeah, maybe I don't think we're as heavy drinkers as we used to be. But if
Yeah.
you sound like almost borderline paranoid about this whole favors shit, so listen, she
You'd
kind of.
be surprised how much people go on about favors. It's
I do not at the moment care, but if it will settle your mind, she out of her pocket. Abby gets out. It looks like quite a freshly printed card. Like it still has that brand new out of the printer smell. It's almost like almost still warm. So maybe straight before this, she got some cards. It reads well, God, I hope I can remember what I've called it. Anonymous assistance, and it looks like it's kind of like for a cleaning firm, but it's not any that you've heard about around town. And it has a number on it as well. It says like cleaning for all occasions, kind of thing. She hands no matter how difficult, that kind of jazz on the back. It's kind of like white and red, looks quite professional, but it's still pretty like subtle. She just hands that one over to Rennie and says, if you ever need help with cleaning certain situations, or if anybody else from our club does, just let them know. Give them one of these. Know that I'm around. I said you don't have to. I'm not calling favors just yet for anybody. Jesus Christ, I'm not there yet. I want to get more on my own ground, on my own 2 feet before I start pulling my weight around. But there you go. Just take the card and we'll call that a favor. She kind of rolls her eyes. She clearly doesn't believe it. That is a favor. It's like, there. Okay, and then I'm not going to get you to try and, I know, bring the Statue of Liberty to my house or something, okay?
be a pretty big fucking favor.
Exactly. Right?
Yeah, she goes ahead and glances at the card and like makes a little face like, but goes ahead and pockets it.
I know, AA, right? I don't know, I just had the thought of getting others from our gang to have an AA card. I'm immature, I know. She kind of looks out, and anybody else there catching your eye, though?
Oh, let's see. She finds another target, or if I need to like go at this one for higher diff. Cry inside. Why am I setting the diff so high? Why would I do that to myself? Oh, well, I will share it since I've got another. I was not expecting successes, I'm not going to lie to you. There we go.
Yay!
So 2 successes. And she takes a minute, kind of peruses the crowd, and again, finds someone who is probably, again, maybe this time, no, very similar situation. Someone who has probably been there for hours, dancing, carrying on. That's probably one of those enthusiastic younger folk who's been there since the club opened for the night. Like, been going a little too strong. And yeah, their friends have long since lost interest and left, or haven't arrived yet. Who knows, really? So yeah, she catches sight and finally kind of glances over at Allie and then does the little like nose jerk in the appropriate direction. Like, that could work.
That could work. Allie again hops off the chair, trying to make sure her skirt doesn't hike up too high, and offers her arm to Rennie. Go on then. Go get on, Tiger.
She's just, you know what? Fuck it. It's blatantly the expression is, you know what? Fuck it. I can't do worse. And like, yeah, takes the arm, hops down a little more stiffly. I will give you another roll because she's gonna wince this time.
Okay.
It was what, 6 dice?
Yeah.
And I will. Oop. I'll even lower the diff by 1 just because it's going to be a flat out wince that she's trying to cover. Or better yet, no, I'll just do that. You didn't need the lower diff.
Nope.
Yeah. So you definitely catch that, like, she goes ahead and kind of gets a fuck it attitude, takes the arm, hops down, and, like, actually does the intake hiss of breath, like, fuck. Just, oh, that's brisk.
You're right there, darling.
Yep, I'll survive. Fuck.
Okay, what happened?
I mean, you were there for that party, right? Everyone was.
Oh fuck, you got caught up in that shit. Or
Yeah.
did the... Okay. At
I
least...
started off running the wrong direction, you know?
Oh, honey. Shit, how... I'll say, like, what really settles us nowadays? Well, what am I saying with settles us? We're heading straight to what settles us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't be mad after a little help with, absolutely necessary things.
You can squeeze my arm tighter if that helps. Does even holding my arm, like, not help? I don't know.
I mean, I've already managed to kind of get the feet settled, so nah, it's just friction.
Okay. Do I take a moment? Because I was just saying, maybe that scrunched up, hissing in pain face, that might work in some clubs, but not in this club. Just, no offense, just saying.
She actually startles a bit of a laugh out of her. It clears up the expression pretty fast as she kind of breaks into, like, a snark, like the little pfft. Okay,
oh, there we go. There we go. That's more sizzling. Now we can continue walking.
So, God, it'd be so much easier. You know what? No, what? No, that was early as 3rd-degree burns. Okay, I'm just gonna do it. Yep. Everything's fine. Nothing's wrong. And just, yeah. I mean, this time they can tag team.
Yeah, no. They'll walk on over depending on the expression on Ali's face. Renee's face will depend if Ali will let Ali would prefer Renee to start it off, but if Renee seems to have, the friction has gotten to her, Ali will head it off and be quite, like, she'll kind of play it along as, like, she saw a friend looking at him and thought, oh, she's playing the matchmaker and is clearly buttering him up and, like, amping him up, basically trying to boost both of their egos. And
yeah, Renee is not by any means a go-getter. So I imagine Allie's going to take, like, one look as she's like, all right, how am I going to, okay, I'll just kind of edge in. And she's like, hey, so my friend was talking about how cute you were and blah, blah, blah. Like, it's definitely, there's one hell of an opening there for her to jump into.
And she will jump into it, but she'll definitely give time for both of them to speak. Maybe him, the guy, to actually get a breather and suggest that, why don't we just head upstairs, have, like, chit chat. These private rooms. We're hot shit, so we're in there. But they've got some good stuff up. Even if, like, he's not into the flirting, she's gonna try and hit. We've got the good booze and the good shit up there. So either way, if she's not getting this by seduction, she's getting this by other means.
Bribery.
Yeah.
Shelf booze. Yep. Let's see.
Okay, what would it be?
Would you like to roll a thing?
We could. Yeah. Rennie roll first, and then I could then Ali roll afterwards, if needed. But I'll say it's not 3rd time lucky yet. It's maybe 2nd time lucky.
All right. Here's hoping. I'm just waiting for this to go so wrong. I'm not lying to you. All right. So here's my 4 dice to 7. Woo!
Yes.
Oh my God.
Ali does not offer her arm. She's like, let's Renee and the bloke head up there first. She kind of gives Renee, like, almost like a semi-proud smile. It's like, yeah, you did it. Good. Well done.
Well done.
Well done. Have a goat star. You did it. I'm so proud of you. Basically that kind of thing.
And yeah, there are definitely private places to feed? I don't know if they can get upstairs. I know there's I don't know how the
they
deal
can-
works.
And basically it's a kindred only room, so yeah, you can, if you want to take a person up there to feed and then take them out afterwards, or you could take them somewhere else.
Whatever the case may be, wherever the appropriate place is, whether it's upstairs or there are other private rooms or whatever the hell have you. I'm going to cover my ass here and be like, she takes him to the place where she's supposed to take people. Whichever one that may be, because I've never bothered to feed in this before, and most people just do it on the floor. So sadly, Renee is not that cool, and Renee is very, very, very paranoid because she's taking a little extra and wants to have at least a little privacy just in case things go awry. So she will be taking her nice little, what's his name? Fred? God, that is quite the name you've got there, buddy. That's cool. And so she and the stubbed Fred will go and find themselves a more quiet, closed off space where she is going to actually take 3 blood, which means I need to make a roll. Because
I'm gonna assume Ali will be outside said private room to offer them the privacy, but she'll be outside.
I mean, she doesn't seem to have any issue with Ali coming along.
Oh, okay. She's happy for Ali to come in. Like, she would have probably been outside first, but if Rennie could have like, what are you still out there? Ali will come in.
So medicine, intelligence, diff 7. Which is thankfully quite a good pool for me. But you never know. Especially with, thankfully it's a very good pool, so even then I've got 6 dice.
Like, dear God, please don't botch. Ali's not had to deal with botch yet.
Let me quickly check a thing.
That's intense.
What is my... You know what? I will spend a willpower on this, and I will mark it as such. Because I do not. Poor Renee's little heart can't take messing this up.
Oh.
She's very, very paranoid about feeding this deeply from someone. So that is with the willpower of 4 successes to stabilize the poor guy. Poor Fred. He'll be fine. He's lightheaded. He passes the fuck out.
What does it look like when she's stabilizing him? Like, what does Ali say?
So what she will do is, she ends up chit-chatting, getting to the point where she nests close. Ali, knowing what's going on, will probably catch at least that little, oh, that's brisk face as she nests up with this guy because, oh, her leg's brushing. Yeah, that's so sexy. Not at all agonizing. But she'll manage, and she will feed, perhaps a little longer than most people bother to when they're out doing their thing on the dance floor and whatnot. I'm sure it happens casually in the Gemini all the time. But she almost immediately, after licking the bite closed, immediately goes about quickly like checking his pulse and, putting the back of a hand to his forehead and generally just checking him over. And as his breathing gets a little shallow, arranging him just so to make it easier for him to breathe, he passes right out, though. Like, this isn't one of those things where he's, like, just lightheaded from the pleasure of the kiss. It's just, he goes right out. So she definitely checks him out, takes a little bit of action to make sure he's all right, but afterwards seems especially relieved. Like, kind of, there's a the terse, like, letting out of a breath, like, whew. Okay.
Ali just kind of in the corner, just kind of taking his time to kind of smoke without getting caught out by the bouncers. She looks a little bit kind of like confused when she's doing all the checking, but catching on this guy isn't in a momentarily, like, knocked out from the bliss moment.
Yeah.
It's a bit more than that. She's like, hey, I've not had to do this. It's kind of like, etching notes into her head should she ever do this. She's like, she you can almost see what she was counting in her head, trying to follow along and reenact what she does. But this kind of different to her. So she looks intrigued, but she doesn't look too concerned since everything seems to have, everything seems to have been gone fine. So
she, again, kind of almost like gets herself calmed down afterwards, and glances over. Yeah, he'll be okay. Whew. I'm gonna do something really uncomfortable. Give me a second. And like she sits back and kind of like nests against the back seat of the booth and takes a moment, kind of almost comically has to put in the effort to expend the 5 blood, get it pushed into the right places, get it, out into her legs, get it active, and get the knitting process, properly started.
I just kind of goes, okay, sure, kind of expecting to have maybe have done something peculiar with the guy when he was lying down. It's like, oh, I might do something comfortable. She's like, okay, I'm not looking. But when she sees Rennie kind of scurrying back and healing herself, she doesn't really know about this. She knows that they could take more of a beating, but she's never really heard that. So she kind of just stands up and kind of watches, really intrigued and obviously I'm concerned because I'm guessing, like, spending all much blood and healing something that intense, it doesn't particularly look comfortable, to say the least.
No, there will definitely be signs of very real discomfort. Like she's been putting on a brave face, but healing seems to hurt at least a bit. The healing process is never like completely painless. So she pushes in the effort, and there's a couple of hissed breaths of like, oh, that's yeah, fuck. Oh god, and now the booze is gone. Shit. And yeah, she takes a minute and she actually like pulls up the edge of her dress, and yeah, she'll see that she has a good portion of her legs kind of like has on some leggings, perhaps like actually probably no, just has bandaging. And she begins like carefully plucking at it. And this looks like it's done precisely. This isn't like the rough wrap up, because between, if nothing else, between Tootie and Renee, there's enough nursing know-how or medical know-how to do it properly. So yeah, she pulls up the dress and kind of takes a glance under, like even perhaps partially unwraps to actually examine the depth of the burns as they have healed up some. It's still 2 points of ag on her legs, but yeah, Allie gets to be an observer as she like actively goes through the process of checking her own burned skin.
God, I'm so sorry you got caught up in all that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh, me too. That having friends goes a long way, so doing all right.
Nobody died from that, did they? I mean,
I don't think so.
Yeah. I hope not.
I mean, everyone I know seems to have gotten out okay.
Know quite a few people in the club. Addie just kind of looks at the still unconscious guy, but she looks a little bit.
He is gonna stay out cold because she took a good amount.
I know, but Addie's still pretty new and still.
Yeah, if she pauses, Renee will even like turn a glance, reach over, again, put a couple fingers against the side of his throat, like up under the jawline, like check and be like, yeah, he's done. They're probably gonna have to wake him up when they close.
Still, do you want to risk it, or do you want to, when you feel able to, sort of head somewhere a little bit more private?
Well, like head upstairs?
Are you able to right now, or?
It'll suck, but I'll manage. It's not gonna hurt as much now. I mean, it's kind of slow, but like, because it takes a full day to heal a point of ag, so like it's very possible that if she really studies, like Allie will see that it is slowly, like some of the really hideously discolored stuff is kind of clearing up a little bit. But it's not like, it's not fast. Healing a point of ag is not fast. So she kind of shrugs and wraps back up the bandaging, is apparently content with whatever she has seen besides really horrific burning on her legs. And yeah, kind of gets herself up, flicks the skirt back down, glances over at the guy, and finally steps out of the little private room.
Yeah, Ellie will very much help her up there, very much kind of making sure nobody bumps into her, kind of a thing, or trying to, go at whatever pace,
Yep. She's still not especially fast, but she doesn't seem to be having issues walking, besides the fact that it obviously, like, now, especially having seen it, she'll see, like, that little crease in her brow. She doesn't perpetually have a resting bitch face. It just hurts.
Yeah.
So yeah, she gets through, and especially when Allie plays bumper at least once between her and like enthusiastic people roiling around the floor, like she throws her the look of like, oh, thank you God, that would have sucked. And yeah, once they get to the door and finally can get up the stairs,
the never-ending stairs.
Yes, once 10 years later, once they crest the stairs, she'll open the door to that nice VIP room and finally find herself a place to sit with kind of a relieved sigh.
Better. Nothing to be paranoid about up here, at least. Have you spoken to Val or anybody else about that other night, though?
I mean, not really. I've talked to Tootie and Delarose.
She kind of goes,
oh, that other night. Oh, no, I have not. No.
I mean, I don't care if she spoke to anybody about it or not. I mean, I didn't know who the names were. That's all I meant.
Oh, she thinks about that Elysium thing. So at Elysium, you remember when they busted in, like, he fired off the shotgun?
Yeah. I remember I was there. I just don't know who Tootie or Delarose is.
Tootie's the one who got hit with the shotgun.
Oh shit. How?
She's fine. But yeah, that's Tootie.
Can anybody just take on that kind of damage and be all right, or do you have to kind of learn?
Oh, we seem to be really hardy. It's just really weird because like she was just kind of popping out, the buckshot or bullets or whatever, for the rest of the night.
God.
No, we seem to do really well. Especially for some reason, Tootie keeps saying that guns aren't a big deal. I don't believe her, really, but I mean, she took that. And we seem to be a lot harder to kind of kick the shit out of. Like, I don't know about like weapons and stuff, but I had one kind of semi-accidental back alley beating that went on a lot longer than it would have before.
Semi-accidental back alley beating. Now that needs an explanation onto itself.
Does Allie have Blush of Health?
I don't think she does. Give me a minute. I don't think she does. No, she does not.
And so she kind of gestures, like, first kind of up across her face, and then realizes like the whole you know what? Here, give me your hand, and like reaches out, and yeah, just briefly clasps her hand, and her hand is warm. It was kind of an honest mistake.
Oh, was it one of?
Yeah. It was, no, I don't. It was an honest mistake. But yeah, he kind of figured it out because I didn't just go out real fast. So yeah, pissed me off though. But yeah, we seem to be able to take a lot and keep our heads, and it doesn't seem to do as much.
Sounds like
there's not as much trauma physically.
Yeah, physically, that's the word. Everything else. I hope this he, whoever he is, owes you a favor from that, and then some.
I don't even know. I can't keep track. He's a talker. But it was a mistake, and I was fine. Um, but yeah,
So,
eh.
he used to say you won't do something like that again.
Well, he knows me now, so I imagine he won't try to eat me again.
Or somebody else. I don't even
That would be hilarious, and I would point and laugh at him. But um, yeah, so that is a thing. Blunt force trauma just doesn't seem to be as effective anymore. Like we just don't take as much overall
Well,
damage from it.
that explains Mr. Appear out of nowhere's guy's choice of weapon. I mean, I would have thought a gun being
Well,
where we
that
are.
and like, uh, I mean, if someone whacks your head off, that's it. Like you're done.
So, okay.
I've heard he's done that to like elders, even.
Gross guy.
It's
Don't you think we should tell an older guy so we can make sure that
uh,
he's finished for good down there?
well, he is. I think, like the way I understand it, he's not necessarily one of the club, but he's still a Malkavian. If you get what I mean.
Not heard that word. No.
Uh, he's not one of us. He's not part of like the city under the prince and all that, but
Right.
he's Malkavian. So I told their primogen. And I mean, I haven't like shown him where yet, but
Uh-huh.
they know he's down there.
Good.
So sooner or later he's gonna have me show him, and I don't know what they'll do, but I guess they'll handle it. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of hope they don't dig him up because he got hurt, but there's no guarantee like he's actually unconscious or anything. And Pod, I don't know if Pod really knows what he's doing, but
How?
he's still dangerous.
Yeah. But what do you mean by you're not sure that he knows what he's doing?
Um, Pod, in the most PC way possible,
You don't have to worry about being PC here, dearie.
uh, he was very mentally ill. Is very mentally ill. Like, and he does these things, but it's very impulsive almost.
We're not back in the 1960s, are we? Where every serial killer has a mental illness and we have to give all of them a Freudian excuse, right? We've not gone.
No, I just so here's the thing. Like, I was told that if you see Pod, you run. Like, because that wire thing isn't a joke, and he will just whack your head off. I mean, yeah, I know. I'm sorry, but like, normally you don't even see him, and if he gets close enough, that's yeah. We were all really lucky. Like, I know it doesn't feel lucky, but you were really lucky.
No, I figured. I almost saw my life flash before my eyes and all that business. No, that was intense.
Yeah.
But you've spoken to him before?
Yeah. I didn't know. He's kill on sight, but I didn't know back then. Um but yeah, he's fucking dangerous. He's the boogeyman. But the first time I met him, I didn't know, and he just talked to me. And I figured there's got to be something, I don't know, something he needs to say.
while he lures you to his basement to chop your head off.
Why would he lure me anywhere? He could have done it without me ever knowing he was there. He literally started the conversation behind me invisible. Like, he could have done it.
Heard the phrase toy with your food? Sorry.
No,
What
I know. I'm
what
stupid, but
not saying you're stupid, just saying that like people like that usually can be pretty charismatic. I guess that we have to be pretty charismatic nowadays too.
well,
But
yeah.
what
But
did he
he doesn't
what
usually rely on charisma. He just kind of whacks people's head out. I don't like
how do we know? How do we know? Maybe he does that, maybe he talks to every single person.
because some people get away. Some people spot him. Like the whole sand thing, he would have gotten Val there at the start. But yeah, most people run. I don't know. Maybe he does.
What kind of stuff did he talk to you about?
It was just a lot of horrible doom and gloom stuff. Mostly about how people were going to make me change and I was going to have to be a monster and I was going to have to do things I didn't want to. And I'm like, well, yeah, but the thing is, like, I didn't know about us and them. And so I didn't disagree with him because I didn't know what he was talking about. So I don't know. Maybe that's why we just talked and then went our separate ways. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, even if you did have something that you wanted to say, there were better ways of doing it by far.
Yeah, I don't
Doesn't
know.
excuse it.
Oh, no. I don't think for a second it does. It's just maybe I just have trouble accepting that it's that simple. It's not like he's shown some awesome little glimpse of humanity and now I'm like Beauty and the Beast stuck on it or something. It's just,
Uh,
I feel like there has to be more to it than that.
Measuring the distance, you hope there'll be more to it than that before any of us would do anything like that. It has
Yeah.
to be some big, massive cause and effect, right?
I hate to get to the point where I can just sit back and accept that someone's a terrible fucking monster because they can be. So, she kind of shrugs. I mean, everything's crazy, but I like to kind of hold out hope a little bit.
Yeah, of course. But sometimes it's hoping for the wrong team. Sort of, you know, putting actions to actually save others, sort of hoping on the, unwinnables. What about that crystal girl? Did you and Val know her before?
Ooh, hold on, BRB a second. Someone just knocked on my door. Okay, sorry, I'm back. Random. So I'm sorry, can you remind me what the last bit you said was?
She basically asked if Renee and Val knew this crystal girl before then too.
I mean, I didn't. I think some of my friends might have, but no, I'd never even seen her before. I hadn't even really heard much about it, like, until, we went to do that.
Didn't know her name, but you didn't say anything on the news about her.
I really don't. You're gonna think I'm stupid. I really don't watch the news. It's just depressing.
No news is good news. No,
Pretty much.
I hear you. Just couldn't believe how many other people are interested in her, apart from
I don't.
place, I guess that weird. What flying? How? I want to do that shit. But that was there lightning too? I didn't just.
Yeah, there was lightning. It was like purple lightning.
Yeah, I'm glad to know that I didn't have an overactive imagination just fill in whatever actually happened.
No, that is what I saw. Is like there he was chanting and holding up a knife, and there was the lightning.
Yeah, the flying guy had lightning first as well before the Giovanni with the beard did the chanting stuff.
Flying guy?
The guy in
yeah,
the shirt.
Yeah, the twister and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have no idea what that was or how they do it.
Okay, so that's hopefully not. That's not common, and that's generally a.
I mean, I've never seen it before, but I still don't know who can do what. Like, some people can like disappear.
Yeah.
And I can't do that shit. It's really weird.
There's so many really weird things with them again. What other chances would they get to have like a twister and lightning again? Wouldn't you try to use any excuse to use that stuff? But yeah, like who else do you know in like these groups, and what kind of stuff have you been, helping out people with, building your own legacy on, and all that jazz?
I mean, I have hands down been there to quake in fear, and that's about it. I mean, I know Tootie and Delarose. Mm-hmm. They're both Malkavian.
Shot in the ship. Yeah, Malkavian again. That word I don't know.
That is a little loaded. And I don't know if he's still technically going to be Primogen, but Delarose is their Primogen, which pretty much just kind of means leader.
I figured that much. Yes, Primogens are the high ups of the clubs in the clubs.
Yep. I don't know if it's even fair for me to try to explain Malkavians, because I had Tootie explain it to me. Figured it was fairer to ask someone from the clan about.
You just said it was a loaded question.
It kind of. I mean, it's a loaded answer, I guess. It's not a loaded question. It's not nothing wrong with asking, especially like asking shit open-mindedly. I don't know how to explain Malkavians, really.
Okay.
She kind of mulls over it.
Well, maybe if I ever meet Delarose and Tootie, I could maybe ask them, but maybe not Delarose. I don't know if it's polite to ask a Primogen to explain to a little one like me what their clan is all about.
Yep. I mean, I don't feel like it's rude. Like, you're new. I was new. She told me she was Malkavian, and I asked what Malkavians were.
Yeah.
That's, You gotta learn.
Uh-huh. What kind are you?
Oh, I'm a gangrel. I'm Daisy's kid.
Yeah. I've not clearly don't know many of the clans or any of the things. Do you enjoy being with like your group, or are you still like, do you hover around, or are you still, I don't know, trying to cut away from your mortal life, mortal
I
coils and
mean,
overtones?
I'm trying to finish my nursing course. So there's that.
Mm-hmm.
So night classes, night clinicals, online courses, but I'm just kind of trying to figure it out a day at a time. But I can't really hang with Daisy, so
Why can't you hang with Daisy?
I'm. It's, I don't know. It's apparently just kind of a gangrel thing. You're supposed to just kind of go out there and live and figure it out.
It's a Venture thing too.
Oh well, I'm glad. No, I can go talk to Daisy whenever I need to, but I don't stay with her. I have my own apartment.
Nice.
And if no one told you yet,
Mm-hmm.
the for real thing is never tell anyone where you live.
Yeah.
Like if you can get a place that even your sire doesn't know about, get one. Like have a safe place and don't tell anyone where it is.
Though we'll just the scrolls.
Oh, dude, I don't know how that goes down. But they're serious. Like they're not
Yeah.
something to be afraid of, but like they're
How do they work? I want to know how they work so bad.
no fuck if I know.
Mate, you do nursing stuff, right? Is there no way to kind of pour some chemicals over that shit and see how it works?
I mean, it's not biological. No, my God. No, I have no idea. For all I know, I'm just gonna wave my fingers and say magic. I don't know. Or they just have a guy who runs around and delivers them all when no one's looking. Maybe he's invisible too.
How did they get in?
I don't know.
I don't want to know. Uh, but the scrolls, they'll always find us. Is that a
Yeah, pretty much. It seems like it.
great, freaking great?
It's creepy.
It is creepy. Wonder if anybody's fooled the scroll. What if you have more than one? We'll probably get two scrolls in one way.
Mm.
I don't know. But have you always lived in New Sarum? Like, do you have you don't have any like
No, I
family
came from
here?
school.
Or... Yeah. Guess that makes it easier then, doesn't it?
I mean, kind of. Like, I'm still supposed to be at college, so I haven't had to do the really hard stuff yet.
Mm-hmm.
Still email my parents.
Yeah. What about when Thanksgiving comes and all that jazz? You're just gonna have to be college.
I don't know. Too busy with classes, I guess.
Do you like still keeping in contact with them, or do you just wish you didn't have to deal with all that?
Hmm. It's kind of. I mean, I don't want to just say goodbye, but I mean, sooner or later, it would probably hurt them more that I never came home in the long run, and they thought something like that I hated them. I haven't figured out how to do it yet.
Well,
Like, I don't mind. It's just emails, and I mean, Yeah, I mean, your parents are always a pain in the ass, but like, my dad had the connections to help me get in med school, and I would have been lined up for a really good, well, nursing school, but I would have been lined up for a good job, you know?
Mhm.
So you don't always like your parents, but you love your parents kind of thing. So I don't want to just stop, but as soon
No,
as I figure out how to, I'm going to have to, because sooner or later they're going to worry or they're going to ask questions I can't answer. And
that's why a lot of people just say fake your own death. But I don't know. In your case, I'd say why not say that you got some kind of, you know, scholarship overseas or a job or placement that would require you traveling out of here, out of America for some time. And that might be why you can't visit, but you can still send emails and you can, I don't know. But you don't have to worry about postmarks if you're sending emails. You can just send it at weird times and be like, oh, I'm in a different time zone.
I guess I feel like, I don't know. I wonder if I stack too many lies, if I'll forget my lies, but
Emails, there's this thing called sent. You can reread what you sent. Just to say.
oh my, I know. I just,
You can check your lies. Besides, if you don't want to fake your own death or you don't want them to get worried, I mean, come on. Do you know how many people like have been like backtrapping over Europe and then 20 years later, their families are like, oh yeah, they might be a missing person. It's when you do backpacking or if you've got a job in a different country, it takes a lot longer for them to start asking questions or for the concern to finally bubble up. Probably your safest bet.
yeah, probably. Figure out something. Sooner or later, I'll actually do something about it. For now, I'm too busy with class.
How many like years have you got left?
Oh, I'm practically done. I got this far, you know? I don't want
Mhm.
to quit right at the end. I don't know how much it's worth. I can only even use the license for like 5 years, 10 years max before the fact that I haven't gotten any older is a problem and I have to go somewhere else, take a new identity, and figure out how to get another license. I don't know.
Or
It's
we could
fucking.
always we could always try to track down the Oscar guy and figure out who the hell's given him a new face or prosthetics. And you could get some old people prosthetics for like 10 years time.
Yeah, but those weren't prosthetics, man. The faces were people faces.
You usually don't know if the faces were for him, specifically for him.
Yeah, true.
Why would she take off his face and then take off other people's faces to give them to him? I mean,
I
I
don't
knew it would
know.
say like a new boyfriend every week, but that's a bit much.
I mean, some sneaky shit. If you could just change your face all willy nilly and look like anyone, you could get away with some pretty wild shit.
Yes, you
Especially if
could.
they don't know the person's dead.
But like, wouldn't the face like that? I mean, it wouldn't look seamless, would it? Especially not over like your face structure, right? I mean, and
I don't know, man. I
that's
haven't seen it.
yeah, but it would look weird. Like having somebody else's nose on your nose, it wouldn't fit perfectly.
I mean, didn't he have wasn't the guy supposed to not have a face? Blank slate. I don't know. It's fucking
Um,
crazy. Everything's crazy.
whatever craziness
Well,
is
there's
what
that.
you're uploading. Yes.
Yeah, there's wearing people's faces. There's random sand tornadoes and lightning and crazy sacrificial murder.
Hey, would you have rather have Val died instead?
Well, I'd rather neither of them had died. I'd rather I'd had even just enough time to I don't know, get her to a car or something. And just throw her in a taxi. I don't know what I was gonna do with her, but that was a pretty fucked up way to go.
Yeah, it was. But what? Still quicker than lethal injections would have been. Have you read that shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm all for the death penalty, but that's next level. That's wrong.
I don't know, man. Because I don't know. I mean, you saw what she did, right? I don't even know if that was really her. Like, what if there's. I mean, there's everything else, right? We've all seen Dracula. What if someone was making her do it? What if she was being, like, mind controlled or something? It wasn't like she had a fucking default. She was just looking at the rain.
Well, she wasn't. We didn't see. Maybe this was a chill day. Maybe she finally felt guilty and was trying to forget what she did. Doesn't excuse it. Or maybe she was trying to act crazy. Maybe she was trying to, because all these people who want to try and get a lighter, softer sentencing.
Yeah, but when they put the noose around her neck and she didn't even move, would you sit still for that? She was still breathing. She wasn't one of us.
I don't know. I'm just thinking that those guys, the guys in the suits and all that jazz, they were very well organized.
Yeah, they were.
If somebody else is manipulating her, I think that they might have been the agenda, not her.
Yeah, but she still died. And especially if, like, she didn't have any control over the whole thing, like, what more fucked up way is there to go? Getting used and, like, thrown aside like a broken doll and then murdered?
Well, do we know that? I mean, she would have just kept going otherwise, right?
I don't know.
There's like a whole warehouse full of them.
A fucking warehouse? Are you serious?
There's a warehouse just with like the faces on display, like a twisted fucking art gallery.
Jesus.
Even like the footage of her and her brightly colored hair and a pretty skirt just skipping on out of the hotel that she killed her first one, as if it was nothing.
I don't know.
Like literally, should have from kind of one guy to that weird dancer person, I think, in the party. How nobody saw that, I don't know, and then boom, a warehouse full. I mean, that's some escalation there.
I don't know, man. A lot of really weird stuff keeps happening, and I don't even know, like, if it's just people being crazy or if there's, like, fucking, I don't know, magic or superpowers. I don't know. I really can't keep track of it anymore.
Yeah.
Like, you can laugh, but
no,
there's some weird shit.
I'm kind of relieved to hear that this is fucking weird for everybody, not just. But honestly, you've got to think about like what stuff we can do and honestly, what else could we have done in those situations? We didn't really know what we were getting ourselves in for.
No, I just.
Neither did Val.
I just
agreed to it.
That the blonde guy, like, when Pod had Val, like when he had her, I heard him, like, as if he was talking to me, even though he was like all the way across the beach. And he asked what I would do with Crystal if he saved Val, if he helped. And I told him I'd do whatever he wanted if he would just get him off Val. But I don't know what he wanted. I don't know if I did what I should have done. I tried. But I feel like he knew more about her than we did.
Oh yeah. Have you seen the blonde guy before though?
Yeah.
You know where he normally holds up? Do you know who's friends with him? Do you know a way to contact him asking to help?
I don't know. Apparently he's dead.
And you don't just mean dead as in that we're dead. You mean
No, I mean like he was us dead, and then he was supposed to be dead, and he's not. Or he's fucking manifesting like a fucking really weirdly benevolent ghost. I don't know.
Ghost as well.
I mean, I don't know.
I know. But where did you see him before? If you saw him and he was supposed to be there.
I went horseback riding, and he was the guy who taught the lesson.
Thought about going there again, seeing if he might teach you again. I mean, he seems to. If he really wanted to save this girl, like with the whole tornado thing, whatever the fuck that he did to Podrick, I mean, seems like he.
Well, I mean, I hadn't seen him anywhere else until then. I hadn't gone back yet. I had meant I want to go back. I just
No.
Everything's more complicated than it should be. Like, it really is. Everything is so complicated, and you never know who's going to react how, or if things are even going to be there later.
Well, people don't usually stick to the same spot. I'm weird of that.
Well, yeah, but what if like you went back to a spot and it wasn't the same place?
And you don't just mean like redecorated in a night, same place.
No, I mean like the first time you went there, it was like a cozy little cottage house, like a little farmhouse, and a stable, and a bunch of people walking around taking care of things. These beautiful horses, gardens everywhere. And then the next time you looked there, it was literally like the house had burned down, the stable was abandoned and empty and weathered, and half of the gardens had been dug up like an archaeological find or some shit. Like, completely different.
You mean... Okay. I think I've read about this in the news too. But I would say, I don't know, can we do that? I mean, that's something we could do illusions too. Or time travel. Don't tell me that's a
I
thing.
don't know. I don't, like, that's the part that makes it the worst, is like, I don't know if I'm going crazy. I don't know if it's stuff that we can just do and I haven't learned about it yet. I don't know. You know what I can do? I can talk to my cat. And he talks back now. That's it. That's what I can do.
Wait. Really? Does it just work for your cat, or does that work for everything?
I mean, I haven't talked to anything else.
Ali kind of just like claps on like her own leg and just says, "Okay, at some point, I'm gonna have to sneak my pet into a club. I've got a little You're not scared of bugs, are you?
Of what?
Of bugs?
I mean, I work in a hospital. I've seen a lot of shit.
Yeah, but that's different. Like, you could see gore and still be scared of like a bloody, I don't know.
The real thing?
No, I mean like scared bugs.
I mean, like a
bugs.
tarantula?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, no, that should be fine.
Cool.
I think
I'm curious to know what Charlotte has to say. They're fluffy and they're pretty. They just feel like little buds on your face when they crawl on your face. She's pretty cool.
But yeah, I think it's anything. I just haven't tried. But people seem to be like, oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, sure, you can talk to animals. Cool. So, yeah, I'm Dr. Doolittle, and hell is breaking loose. So, I got that at least.
Hey, I mean, no, it might be useful. Like, if all this crazy stuff is happening, I mean, you mentioned like seems like what if it's like a Dracula thing, or what if does your cat know that you're different? Has your cat noticed like the supernatural energy? Like maybe if you speak to animals, you might know what's changed around here.
I mean, he's an indoor cat. Mostly anyways. Sometimes he sneaks out, but yeah, I mean, Panacea has only really seen me and one or two other of us, and I mean, he freaks out when they come around.
Yeah.
He hates it. He hides under the bed and hisses and pitches a fit.
So he knows. That
Yeah.
could be useful. That could be very useful.
I guess.
What does your cat have to say?
Like, every meme about uppity cats ever? It's pretty much like that.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's spoiled.
Oh, that is so precious. Okay, I need to. Yeah, I'll sneak Charlotte in one day into the private room, and you can tell me what she has to say. I'm curious. I'm curious if she hates me or not. She better love me.
I mean, I don't know. Have you tried handling her since you got all dead?
Yeah, no. She's fine. Like, she still crawls on top of me. I still like give her crickets and everything. I use chopsticks. They smell weird. I still not used to where it smells. But no, she seems fine.
I mean, well, that's good. I wonder if you'd freak Panacea out. I don't know. I mean, he freaks out the only other two dead people he's met.
If you ever want to take him out for an outdoor walk for a quick little stroll and meet me, I'd be game. I'd be curious.
I will just have to tolerate the lecture about how undignified it is to wear a harness. But yeah.
Does he not like wearing harnesses?
I mean, I know he didn't like it because I tried to do it once before. Like, a lot of people go out and they do blogs where they take like even their cats like out adventuring and walking and stuff. And I thought it would be really cute. He did not think it was cute. Oh my god.
I saw a skunk in a harness the other day.
Really?
It was nighttime. I'm like, why? Daytime I can understand, but why? Like, your skunk is like dripping wet. Poor little thing.
Wait, what?
It was pretty freaking cute. It was very cute, but I was still like, Jesus, I hope it's been like, splayed. Like, otherwise, it must have been. I didn't know you could get them as pets.
I mean, with an exotic animal license, you can do a lot of crazy things you shouldn't.
I know. People having like orangutans in their freaking 2x4 gardens, and like piss off.
Yeah.
Apart from 2D and what's the other one's name?
Oh, Dr. Theodore Delarose.
I'm just gonna call him Doctor. Okay. Ooh,
that'll work. He'll probably like that.
Does he still work as a doctor?
Yeah. I'm actually probably gonna end up working in his clinic.
As well say, good. It's like is he like a doctor, like lectures and stuff? But as soon as he's actually an actual doctor, that's awesome for you.
Yeah. He's gotten a clinic. I was just trying to finish out my degree or get my nursing license, and be really nice not to have to change jobs every like 10 years.
Yes. Who else have you met in our circles that like you would recommend? Like, who do you think would like me?
Thank
you for laughing at that.
I'm not laughing because of you.
She blows smoke in Rennie's face.
He just doesn't inhale. And like she sort of look like yeah. Waves a bit like yeah. No, I mean Val has a personality.
Oh yeah, no, she was completely happy with me last time we spoke.
I mean, Val wasn't happy with anyone last time we saw her, so
no, I know, but still, Jesus, you're welcome for saving your life. Jeez,
I know, right? So that happened. I mean, I don't know what the chances are you'll ever see Dom, but he's got even more personality than she does.
Okay,
just don't get too close to him.
Sure.
He smells.
She gets out her bag and she gets out like this very strong like It looks like it's perhaps like lip salve, but you realize like the moment she opens it, it almost like the whole room would smell of mint. It's very strong. She puts it under her nose. My job.
Oh God, you might actually survive him.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. And if you puke, it looks like a crime scene. So don't get. I still just wouldn't get too close. But
no,
he's
no.
got a
As long as he
personality.
doesn't look like freaking I don't know that weird melted leather face guy with the chainsaw at the
That
bloody
that that was Dom.
Elysium. But
That was Dom.
she just tilts her head. Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're not just troll.
Yeah, the guy
Why?
looks like someone grabbed the sides of his face and like stretched it.
Really, when people are scared, he thinks wielding a fucking chainsaw telling them out here is safe is a good idea.
I mean, it was better than fire. Apparently, fire really sticks. Like the punching, not so much, but fire. She like gestures wildly down at her legs. It sticks, man.
Yeah, I saw. Thank you for that. I'm glad for his healing though. But no, what's okay, when he's not wielding chainsaws and scaring people, what's he doing?
He seems to really like cars.
Okay.
He talk cars. He'll go. He'll be happy. I don't know. Um, I
Like
don't know
a
where you
van.
find him really, but he's fun to
Mhm.
talk to. He's loud.
A lot of people are loud here. That's something in common.
There's Toulouse was the guy I was sitting next to at Elysium, like before everything went crazy.
No offense, but I wasn't really looking for where you were.
Yeah, it just if you hear like this crazy like southern drawl, that's Toulouse.
Okay.
He's gangrel like me.
Okay.
But he's a lot of fun. And oh god, you'll probably see Luke sooner or later.
Why,
With
oh
his,
god.
he's just he is very dramatic.
Ooh,
Very, very expressive.
that's fine.
But yeah,
That's
I've been out with him too, and he's a lot of fun. He's very sassy.
fantastic.
He doesn't seem to mean anything by it, but he's sassy.
Brilliant. I'll look forward to that.
But yeah, like other than like them, like there are people I've like actually kind of hung out with. I mean, there's Daisy, there's Val, there's some chick named Mercy. I only ever saw her like once. I haven't seen her since my first night out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wonder what happened to her. There's that Hermes guy that I've spotted in passing a couple times. I mean, I haven't gotten to meet a lot of people. And of course, like now, thankfully, I don't have to warn you about Pod because he's completely out of commission.
Hopefully. Hopefully
Um,
your Primogen.
I fucking hope so. Oh my
And
god.
hopefully they bring a group of people to make sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want him to go alone. I really don't want him to get hurt. Then let me think. Verity? I haven't seen her in a hot minute, but she's gangrel too. She's you'll know her when you see her because and she like kind of gestures with her fingers like splayed out like across her face because she's got like scarring and bad.
Okay.
And she sniffs people, which I think is really weird, but
Would she sniff Dom?
I hope not. I feel like that would go end in tears. She's a little intense, but very
That's good though. Sounds like that's what you need around here.
yeah, she's pretty neat. She was like I wouldn't say she was nice per se. I mean, she wasn't mean. She's just very frank, you know, very
I'll take
down to
that over.
business.
I'll take that over like some purple prose flowery bullshit any day. But still, like you say, like you know you want to finish your studies and all that. But what about when it comes to our group's business? Is there anything that you want to get done? Is there?
I mean,
anything you've got
I'm
your
still
eye
even trying to
on?
figure out what's actually happening and what I'm imagining and what is voodoo. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. Like, I thought the world was ending practically. We met some guy called the God Killer, and I thought this was how we were gonna die.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just crazy shit keeps happening, and I just kind of am there wondering what the hell happened. So I just kind of stick close to people who've looked out for me, and I'm still trying to figure it out.
Do they seem to have a clue what's going on, or can point you in the direction of those who do?
I mean, there's Elysium coming up,
Yes.
so there might be that.
It sounds like it'll be a lot safer than the last one.
I fucking hope so, man. Especially with the whole, like, if you don't show up, well, you're declaring rebellion, so that's why I'm kind of going out and trying to eat and get fixed up, because, like, if something happens again, I want to be able to run. Shit.
Well, hopefully it'll be better by a long shot.
But yeah,
have you had many changes of hands since you joined?
No, like, I only just met the prince a little bit ago. I accidentally proposed to him.
You what?
So the prince before the one that's like taking over now was like born in like ye old England, I guess. Like, I mean, ye old. Like, he's been around a while. He didn't look it, but he's been around a while.
Okay.
And so I was thinking about like old movies I'd seen and stuff, and part of the thing was like, when this Elysium goes down, if he's actually declared the prince, you'll probably have to be presented to him, because that's what they do with the new kids. And with the old prince, you were supposed to bring him a gift when you were presented. So I got a really nice handkerchief online, and I got like a cross stitch kit, like, and I thought I would embroider, like, at a fucking 10-year-old's level, but like embroider something on it and give him that, because that would be a nice, like, timeless gesture. And yeah, you're already shaking your head.
No, I'm not shaking my head. I mean, it's. No, I think it's a very sweet sentiment, and the fact that you put your own hand into making it. I mean, I'm sure most people didn't use their own tools to do such a thing. So no, I mean, what do you give a prince, to be fair? I mean, fair place for you to put in this amount of thought.
Like, he's been around for, like, what, centuries? Anything he wants, he has. So, like, I thought it would be cute. And I got a little kit, that, like, it was a little sunrise. And I thought, he hasn't seen one of these in forever. So that was a really sweet gesture, right? And I gave it to him, and he said he wasn't ready to marry right now. And I died inside, and that was my presentation.
Oh, that sounds like something some of my kindergarten tots used to do for class. Oh, that's so adorable. That is. He took it kindly, though.
I mean, he gave it back because of the whole gesture that was implied, but it made him smile, so there's that.
Well, that's a good thing. Don't kick yourself too hard. You left an impression, no doubt.
I'm really tempted. Like, I know he's staying in London now, but I'm really tempted to send it to him. Just leave a note that says, "Don't forget to smile." It doesn't count as a
Oh,
proposal if it's mailed, right?
I don't know. But that's
I don't
shit.
know. But yeah, like these are my day-to-day concerns are whether or not I just propose to a fucking prince or some shit by accident. Like it's fucking crazy.
Well, you don't think this new prince will require gifts, do you?
Uh no, I think they said that they weren't going to.
Wasn't that the scroll, talking scroll, not the new one?
Yeah, I don't know. I imagine they'll make it clear when the time comes. I don't.
I'm just saying, the gold key cards would have been useful a couple of days before
I know.
we got.
Oh my god.
Do you think they'll work on a certain day, or do you think we can just all chill on that seventh
I
floor?
don't know if we could just walk in
No.
anytime we wanted. But they said something about it being deactivated after, didn't they?
Did they? I'm gonna have to reread the letter.
I don't know. It just I imagine they'll
Um,
just change the key so that they all get into everything for the day and then like swap it back or something. I don't know.
well, that sucks. Still, courts will be interesting. Hopefully, it'll be safer. Still, just formal, right?
I don't even know. I didn't even think about it. I fucking ruined my dress.
Don't. I don't. It's disintegrated.
Yeah,
It's over the rocks somewhere.
it's dead. It's just dead. So, and now of course I have this what like 15th, 16th century fucking court dress that I'll never wear again because the prince changed. But
You've got a full-on court dress.
yeah, well, they said he was from the old times and he was very big on first impressions and ladies being ladies. So I thought I'd dump my savings and just get this dress and, be sure that everything was okay. I mean, thankfully, Toulouse helped me cover the dress, but like, yeah,
You,
I've got this dress I'll never wear again, I guess.
you dumped your savings into. Okay.
Well, not like all of them, but it was expensive.
Well, who knows? Maybe you might need that dress again one day. Though,
I'll feel
what
very vindicated if I ever need that dress again.
mate, though. Like imagine like a century or two if we had like a prince like from our generation or not far off of it and people like in a century or two trying to dress like us. What do you think they would wear? And do you think we'd be offended by their interpretation of what they
Oh
think
my
we'd
god, can you imagine if like in a couple centuries there was a prince that was like from the 80s?
wear?
And we'd be just sitting there like, we used to do parties on this theme.
Yeah. I'm sure the costumes will be somehow even more offensive than our bloody 80s gear now. Jesus.
Oh my god, it'd be so great.
Oh my god, the hair.
Exactly.
Oh, I want this to be a thing so badly.
This has got to be a thing. We just have to survive a couple centuries and see it, right? I don't even know what would happen. Like, if what's happened in the last couple months is any indication, I don't know how we're gonna live centuries. But
I'm I'm a fresh piece of meat, and I don't see how I can live a year at this rate. I don't know. Just hope I can stay as useful as Nora does. Like her profession's never gonna come out of use. Hope mine won't either.
what's Nora do?
I'm mortician.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
Yeah,
funeral.
that is never going to not be needed. So there's that.
And obviously for us it has its own uses,
Yeah.
like covering stuff up. And well, me with my cleaning as well. That could be very useful for us.
Yeah. suppose.
I also work as a receptionist at a hotel. So if you ever feed off somebody and need a quick cleanup, there, message me and I can clean it up before the cleaners do. I usually help the cleaners when they're short staffed, which is always.
Which hotel?
Shannon doesn't remember. I will Facebook you when that's confirmed.
So insert hotel here.
I'll just scroll past later, posted an edit. No. Yeah. Nondescript hotel. It's not the Duke, I can tell you that much. I don't remember. It's written somewhere. But anyway.
Yeah. Okay, I'll keep it in mind.
Thank you. She kind of just stretches up. She kind of looks on her bag, and again, it's quite clunky. There's some like different colors of like fabric and what looks like kind of like a partially broken clock. But she's got kind of a few compartments that you can see have what you can assume are like the replacement parts of it, going by the sounds they're making. It's over. She's just kind of like in her head, just like double checking it and counting them and nods. Have you got anything else planned this evening, though?
Nah. Not really. Why? What?
Just wondered if you had anything else that you're doing apart from revision, or you just trying to prove to yourself of what happened. Or... Oh no, you've been part of this club more than me.
Part of what?
Right? I mean, like, you've been a kindred more than I have, right?
I mean,
that's the word?
Winter break. Not that long.
Okay. Just keep on saying, make connections, make a name for yourself, get, feet in the ground, get stuff done. But whole city full of people that I can't tell on face sight if they are one of us or not. I get all these names, but hey, nobody's giving me like the Kindred Court of New Sarum 2000 and blah, and giving me like a whole list of pictures of who's who, You
always get in the practice of shaking hands and see if anyone's as cold as you.
Yeah, but I can warm myself up if I need to, I think. Not by much, but I think it makes a difference. So what if other people do that? And you're warm. Doesn't always work. Doesn't always work.
I know, but you'll get some of them that way. I don't know.
Yeah, but then it's like some like random normie figure that I'm colder than I should be.
I don't know. Like, I've met most everyone either here through someone else or by happenstance, kind of.
You don't know any kindred who are hoarders or might need messy situation cleaned up? I could just like, boom, hey, I'll work for you and I'll have a chit chat with you. 2 birds, 1 stone. She kind of rolls her eyes at that.
I mean, if nothing else, like I said, there's the whole Elysium thing. I can at least point out people there.
Yes. I don't know, I didn't really get the chit chat to anybody. Even the people I was sat next to last Elysium, that was a rare occurrence, I hope.
Yeah, the one prior, like, there's a lot of chit chat and people walking off into random obscure corners and shit.
Ooh,
making CD deals. I don't know. I don't actually know that they're making CD deals. I'm just being dramatic.
Might be. No suitcase swappings.
Well, not at the Elysium, no. That was strictly post Elysium. All suitcase swapping must be done outside of Elysium. I don't fucking know.
That's an official rule. But is there like any other like Elysium-y etiquette stuff I should know about apart from just be polite to everybody?
The safe bet's probably just be polite to everybody and don't stand too close to the NOS, because they'll probably get really mad if you puke on them.
Is it rude if I very visibly have that strip of mint across my nose? Is that rude?
Is it like, is it something you can do subtly?
She again, it's like she gets opens it, puts some on her nose. It's like it's a light green, so if she blended it enough, she might be able to blend it to her skin color. But it's very potent. It's very potent. Like it even makes her kind of like you'd think she'd probably see
Buh.
eyes water if she, even though she's probably used to it. It's still there's still like a twitch in her nose.
I don't know. Like I guess it depends on whether they want an excuse to be mad, really, because for all I know, they could be like, "Hey, you're making an effort," or they could be like, "How dare you imply that I smell bad, even though I smell really bad."
Hey, do you think I could
So
sell? If I get a batch of these, do you think I could sell these to everybody else in court for like $1?
don't they
Hey,
cost more than $1 to make?
I can get them in batches. We go through these a lot, okay?
I mean, I'd get one.
Nice. You can share mine, but yeah, if you're not used to it, I sneezed for like 15 minutes straight the first time I ever used these.
I mean, to be fair, we don't necessarily have the same like.
I know, but
Yeah,
still, like there are moments like when you think you're gonna heave, even though you shouldn't heave, but you still have some of the same. It's just not
yeah.
to the same extent. Or is it just us kind of remembering how we should react and we're reacting because of it? I don't
I
know.
haven't really figured it out yet. Like, it still fucks with me really bad that like if someone cut you, I could stitch it back together, but it wouldn't make any difference. Like, there's literally no point to anything I know how to do anymore, really.
Right.
It won't help you heal. It'll make me feel better, I guess, but it doesn't make it any easier. It's completely, I don't know, it's
Void.
completely fueled by blood, so.
Have you ever thought about, I don't know, cutting somebody up and taking a look then if, you know, being cut doesn't affect us in the same way? Can you do like, I
What?
don't know, is that a thing? Could you literally give one of us an autopsy and figure shit out?
I mean, I guess I don't know. It's not like we have to worry about breathing or the heart stopping, but
Exactly. Maybe we could figure out ways some things work.
that
Or
seems really gruesome.
to think about all that we could learn from that and all the ways that you could help others. Or maybe
Well,
some people struggle with healing, or maybe people work in different ways and we don't know why yet. And maybe it's to do with the different clubs that each of us are in, or maybe it's something different.
well, yeah, but
Maybe
who's gonna volunteer to get living autopsied? That and like, it's not like we can drug ourselves. We would have to like drug some poor person and be like, "Here, eat this."
is that how it works?
Yeah, yeah. You can't get drunk anymore, but like, I got really tips. She kind of jerks a thumb towards poor Fred, who's still slumped over in the booth. Or actually jerks the thumb towards the door because she
Yeah.
knows poor Fred is still slumped over in the booth. Like, I've ran through it, but like, I hadn't really thought about it except that I got a hold of someone to eat earlier who had been dosed with morphine, and it was the first time my legs stopped hurting since the Elysium.
Well, that's good. Like, are your legs still hurting now?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Why don't you feed off somebody else who's hooked up to that stuff?
I mean, I would either have to go to work and literally feed off someone who was in the hospital because they had a health issue, which pretty solidly breaks the Hippocratic Oath, or I'd have to go dose someone with morphine and then feed off of them. And I'm pretty sure, I mean, I guess I could go to a really bad side of town and they would totally consent to be getting dosed with morphine,
Oh
but
my god, no, there are so many people down in the scummy part of town that that who could use some morphine to get them through a night or anything. You'd make their night just by feeding on them, I think. Have them forget 15 seconds of their day.
I mean, I
Or
don't know.
sitting
I
them up.
still I don't like. I
Have you
mean,
been down to the face recently? I know that most of the homeless people have like skipped town or something. I don't know. I think personally, I think the fucking government have called them or some shit. Must have done.
I don't know. No, I don't really hang out in the face.
It's weird. Like there should be. You used to trip over them. There used to be so many homeless buggers, and thankfully, they kind of disappeared before the rain started. Because Jesus Christ,
Man, they would have all
they
gotten
would have
so
been
sick.
as if they weren't sick enough already. Do we get sick from people who are sick?
I don't know. Like, people tell me no, but by the same token, like, if things that should have require a living system to like be processed, like alcohol and stuff can be passed on, I'm not sure I'd risk it.
No. Again, if you have an autopsy of somebody who's drunk from somebody who's been ill, maybe you could learn. Think
I still get the sneaking suspicion no one's gonna be like, hey, fucking chewed on someone with cancer. Why don't you cut me open and see if I have cancer now? Like, I don't.
yeah, okay, well maybe not cancer, just
Well, I mean, whatever.
anything else. Well, you know what I mean. Or maybe somebody did it accidentally and they want to kind of figure out if it's had any ill effects on them, or maybe the opposite.
I
Mm.
mean, I guess if somebody was willing to, I guess. I mean,
Not
it's
to
not
feed
like
it
I've
on the
never
ill people,
done
but
autopsy work. It's just, I mean, it's not that I'm afraid of cutting someone. Like, I just, I am not going to tie someone down and cut them open. Like,
I'd volunteer. Admit I may have to have money or a favor, but I'd be game for it, like for like research purposes and to understand more of our condition and to maybe even improve our condition in certain ways. Maybe we could figure out how to, move and use the blood in ways we'd never thought of before, thanks to such findings. It sounds useful.
it could be. It would definitely be interesting.
You could find out if somebody else has tried to do similar things. Tap team with them. It'd be. Is that something you'd be interested in? Come on. Gotta put some of your skills into our world now.
I mean, I kind of want to say I'm not excited, but I kind of am.
There we go.
It would be really cool to be able to do something that helped. I just don't want to end up being like the mad doctor from every really cheesy horror flick. Like, I don't want to like be dragging people in to cut them open and see how they tick, but if there was some sort of process or a way I could knock them out, or I don't know, it could be neat.
Let's see,
I
there's
hadn't really thought about
nothing
it.
in the 7 rules against knocking people out, but I said. Sure, if you could reimburse us in some way, you'd have a few volunteers. As I said, I'd be game. Or at least, if you can't reimburse us, just give us some definitely first-hand look at some of your notes and findings from all this.
Hmm. Could be really cool.
Could you give yourself an autopsy?
I mean, she kind of blinks, looks down at herself. I guess. I mean, I'm not sure I'd want to have to do it in a mirror and try to account for right and left, but I also haven't like ever been, cut. So I don't know how much it hurts. I don't know how much we bleed. Like, I don't know if it doesn't stick the kind of way that getting hit does. I don't have much experience. I mean, Val was pretty messed up with the cut. He got you too.
Yeah, but I didn't I didn't bleed. I didn't. It was intense, but it didn't slice skin.
I'm glad.
Unlike Val, but she wasn't. Well, no, there wasn't as much blood as I thought there would be. Like it wasn't spurty. So is that something else that we can control, or it's still horrible seeing her head hanging by a thread like that.
I mean, I think if you wanted to like bleed, you could. Because like what I'm doing, she like gestures down idly towards her legs again, is telling it, like making it go the places I want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess if you like got cut or shot and you wanted to make it look real, yeah, you could tell the blood to bleed out, tell it to go to the place where you were injured, like want it to go there. But
That's such a peculiar concept.
I know, right? I am a fucking medical professional. What the fuck?
Still. Hence the autopsies, to find out more. The more you know. I mean,
Yeah.
like, are there like libraries of like kindred only knowledge somewhere? Is that a thing? I'm gonna ask around in Elysium. Oh, I'm gonna probably head off shortly, but happen to know anybody who may be good at arranging fake identification?
Offhand, I can't think of anyone.
Could you keep an ear out for me?
Yeah, I guess.
Thank you. I know, just to be on the safe side, what with the whole potentially eternally young thing might be good, Might be overthinking it. As long as you kind of don't make too much noise, it should be okay, right?
Yeah.
Do you need like a ride home or help down the stairs or anything?
No, I'll be all right. I've got a car. It'll just take forever to get down the stairs, even more forever than usual. It'll be fine.
You drove here, or you okay to drive here with that still work in progress? Or
I'll chill for a bit, but no, I think I've kind of like, it's weird because I ate and I'm kind of shifting things around, but I'm on the verge of hungry again already. Seems to kind of burn off when you use what you took.
will you be alright getting some more food as well?
I mean, I'm okay. I'm not like hungry. Just kind of towing the line.
Just be
That's why
careful. Okay.
that's why I took as much as I did. I wanted to make sure.
So you did take more. I was wondering about if I was counting too fast or something.
Oh yeah, no, I normally don't take that much, but
I mean, he looks alright.
yeah, it gets a little dangerous once you take, over a certain amount. Like, past the first two swallows, you're probably taking too much, and that's where it starts getting kind of hinky, and you have to worry about whether they'll, if they're in delicate health or something, they might start having complications.
Well,
And the more you take, of course, obviously, the more likely that there will be complications or they'll flat out die.
yeah. We don't want that. And you
No.
did a good job down there. But yeah, I'm gonna head on off. I got homework to do. But message me when you get home, okay?
Yeah, no problem.
You'll get home before sunrise?
Yeah.
Better.
They're long stairs, but they're not that long.
Have a good one. And yeah, she'll stride on out, chugging her bag over her shoulder.
Oh, you're breaking the rules of New Sarum. You have to storm out every time.
She's a cool cat tonight. It's not gone emo. It's not quite there.
And then, yeah, with Renee giving an idle wave, and Allie heading out the door. Renee, before too long to follow, taking the monumental descent down this never-ending staircase, and eventually getting, to her car and back to her place. And texting Allie, just to be sure, because, dear Lord. But, yeah. I see how you got my phone number there, girl. I see it. But, yeah.
They have the phone number from the last scene.
I'm just giving you shit. But are you sure you're not just trying to get my number, girl?
With that ounce of cringe pain, it was so hot. Had to.
All right. Well, in that case, yeah, I'll finally call